Hi guys, it's Carolyn with Crafting with Wine, and I am going to share another 2-page 12 by 12 scrapbook layout. And again, I have designed this in Cricut Design Space and cut with my Cricut, and the majority of my images are paper pieced. I have used some really dark colors for the background of this layout, and I'm hoping that I like it, so we'll see. I think I do. It's a little different colors, so let's get started. So my background piece is chocolate brown, a real dark chocolate brown, which is 12 by 12, and it was an embossed piece. It came that way. It's how I bought it. This blue denim piece is cut at 11.5 by 11.5, and then this piece down here is actually sandpaper, and my let me see, I know it's 11.5. It's 11.5 by 2 3/4 is what I cut it at, and it is sandpaper. Now my sandpaper wasn't quite big enough. I only had 11-inch sheets, so I paper pieced over here, and you can't really see it. You can, but you can't. And it's a really fine grit sandpaper, but I was trying to make it look like dirt, a dirt path is what I was trying to do, and I wanted it to have some texture. And I kind of stole that pack of sandpaper from my husband, so he won't even realize I stole it. But I wanted it, and that's what I did. Then I have my photo mat, and I got it on a cream layer, and then a real dark olive green color. And my cream layer is 6.5 by 4.5, and then my olive green layer is 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. And I am going to place it up here at the top. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I don't know if you guys can hear the rooster crowing or not, but he's really loud and going crazy. I don't live in the country. Believe it or not, I do not live in the country, but my neighbor next door has a horse and a bunch of chickens and a rooster and lots of dogs. So, and you can hear the rooster crowing. Then I have this moon and clouds that I've already put the clouds on my moon. I have inked around my moon in the Vintage Photo Distress ink. Also inked around the clouds as well, and I did around my photo mats too. And I've got this cloud popped up on some foam tape, and I am going to place it right about here, and then everything else I'm just going to lay down flat. See if I can, oh, I can, yay. Now the moon and the clouds comes from an actual image that I uploaded, and I'm sorry, I have bought way too many SVGs, and I don't know where it came from. I have a feeling that it's probably comes from the Howling at the Moon one that I bought, and I don't remember what that was, and I should have gone back and looked at my video. I did a video on that sometime last year. It was a baby layout, and it was called Howling at the Moon, and I think that's where this particular image came from. Now, my moon and clouds together, I sized them together, and they are cut at 5.04 by 3.28 is what I did there with that. And then I have this big mountain. It's supposed to be a mountain. It is a mountain. but we're going to pretend that it's a mine. I'm making a scene that has to have a mine. So this is my mine. And this mountain mine, and that's M-I-N-E, mine, if I can say that right. I've got it cut at 11.45 inches wide by 5.40 inches high, and it comes from the Seasonal Sampler Cricut cartridge. And I've inked all around it as well. I did inking over most everything, or I think everything, on this because I didn't do it for the distressing. I do that a lot just for the distressing and to give a little more added dimension or whatever. But I did it on this layout because I want everything to look kind of dirty. I just want it to be dirty. It needs a dirty feel. So if you didn't look at my thumbnail picture, do you know what layout I'm making today? Can't look at my thumbnail picture. And I forgot that I am going to be going over this, and I put glue on that portion that I don't want glue on. So let me find my embossing buddy here. This is full of baby powder type stuff, and it takes the sticky off the back. I noticed on one of my videos somebody had commented that baby powder was her favorite non-crafty essential tool, and I understand that. I just use it in these forms most of the time. So now I don't have to worry about it. My photo is going to slip right under there very easily. So I got my mine down. And then I have some trees, and I've cut my trees at all different sizes. And I didn't write down all of the sizes. I only wrote down the largest size. And this is my largest tree right here. And my tree is cut at 3.94 inches wide by 5.59 inches high. And I've got excess glue there I'm trying to pull off. And these trees come from the Princess Happily Ever After cartridge. And I cut them out on pattern paper. It's just green pattern paper with little cream colored polka dots in it. And I am going to lay this down flat. So let me get some adhesive on here as well. And I'm gonna want to tuck it back here. I want it tucked behind my mountain, and I've already laid it down, so let me see if I can pull it up a little bit without ripping anything. These spatulas are awesome for that. And that I am fine with right there. And then I've got more of a medium size and then a smaller size as well. I think I'm going to put my little medium tree right about there. Then I have my little small tree that it is also going down flat. And I'm going to put it behind this mind, the end of the mind here. Liking the way that's looking so far, and I'm really liking my dark color choices now that I'm actually laying it all out and putting it together. It looks, I think it looks kind of rich, so to speak. So I'm liking it. I hope you are too. Now, my next image is Dopey, and Dopey is paper pieced and inked all over, and I was real messy with my inking on him, so because I wanted him to look dirty. And didn't he come out so cute? I love the way Dopey came out. Dopey comes from the Princess's Happily Ever After cartridge. He is cut at 3.91 inches wide by 4.79 inches high. And I am going to lay Dopey down flat as well. Dopey's a lot of layers. mostly little baby, little teeny layers. I mean, lots of teeny pieces, but that's what he is. And I am going to place Dopey right about here. So obviously I'm doing Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, but there's not going to be all the images that you think should be on this layout. It's not going to be on this layout. And then I have Grumpy. I think Grumpy came out amazingly well too. Again, Grumpy is paper pieced together. And Grumpy is cut at 4.91 inches wide by 5 inches high. And I am going to lay Grumpy down flat as well. Again, lots of little pieces. Now, this takes some time to lay these things down, that's for sure. Or paper piece them together, oh my goodness. And then when you're like me and you do an excessive amount of tape on everything too. So, and I'm going to put Grumpy right there. So I have some other items that I am going to put on here as filler as well. I have cut out some jewels because they've been in the diamond mine all day working. That's the reason they're so dirty, you know. And I'm just going to start laying. And my jewels I did as print and cut. And there's all of the different ones come on one image. It's not separated. And everything that's on that one image I sized to 4.42 inches wide by 4.75 inches high. I left it like that, and then I duplicated it a couple times so I could get a lot of jewels, and I used print and cut for these because I didn't want to mess with those little teeny black pieces that would be there. And I think this pop of color works great from the jewels in this dark, very dark background. And I'm just going to scatter these all out. And some of these little jewels I have put Wink Stella on, and I may go back and put Wink Stella on all of them. I don't know, but I might. Put one under Grumpy's beard there. I'll see how it looks after I get it all together, and then I'll decide if I want to do that or not. Put one there. And I just have lots of different shapes of jewels. And that's what came in that image. Oh, and I forget if I told you what image or what cartridge the jewels came from. So if I'm repeating myself, I'm sorry. But the jewels came from the Cricut cartridge Studio DIY Halloween. And then it's a night sky because we have a moon. I cut stars as well. So instead of using my tape gun on these, I am going to use my multi-medium mat for these. And I'm just going to drop down some glue. I'm going to bring in my little plate here that I keep my little teeny pieces on. I'm going to put a big star there. Put one there. It's a little half star. And it's a half star because I didn't measure my scrap paper well enough. And the stars are like one of my favorite images to use when I'm looking for a star. I use this one all the time, these stars. And I cut these stars. They come in the array of sizes all on from the cartridge. And they come from Baby on Board is the cartridge that they come from. And I cut these from that array at 5.74 inches wide by 1.34 inches high. And that's the measurements with all of them together, and you get all the different sizes, of course. Something wrong with my plate. It wouldn't let me pick it up with my crystal katana. Okay, right now I have one extra star that I might use on the other side and lots of extra jewels that I didn't need. Or at least I didn't need right now, so we'll see if I'm going to come back and add to them or not. But that's my left-hand side of my page. I think it looks really cute. So let me get this one out of the way and I'll bring in my right-hand side. I've done it the exact same way. And then I am going to lay down this photo mat. ATG problems. That's because I'm almost out of tape. That's not cool. And I'm going to put this photo up here in the exact same corner as I did the last time. Again, it's a 4x6 photo mat as well. Now, what I'm going to do is pause this video so I can change out my tape gun because I'm going to need it. So bear with me and I'll be right back. Okay, got that changed. Sandpaper again down here. And then my next image that I have is a train track, and I use my black glaze pen to do a little doodling to where it looked like the railroad ties were placed down. And this might be the only piece I didn't ink around, and I may regret that later. but I'm not gonna stress over it right now. And my railroad track comes from the Princess's Happily Ever After cartridge, and it is cut at 11.5 inches by 4.13 inches. And I am going to tape this down. I'm going to put some on each end just to make sure it stays. So I am goes right there is where I'm going to put it. And then I have 3 more trees cut from the same paper. These I'm just going to lay down flat as well. I've got very few images popped up on this layout. It's kind of busy and it's dark, and I decided not to really pop up many. And I'm going to put that tree right there. Then I'm going to go with my middle-sized tree. Pop it down here. Put it. I want it to go behind the railroad track right there. A little more powder on the top because I got some powder on there, or adhesive on there. And then I'm going to put this one right over here. And he's not going to touch anything I don't want him to touch. Okay. Then I cut out a 3rd cloud, and it will be the same size as the largest one on the other side. I just duplicated the cloud only, and I am going to tuck the cloud like he's coming from, peeking out from behind this photo mat. On camera, the cloud gets a little lost on the page, but it actually stands out really good in real life. Now, my next image that I have is this little wagon. It's not a wagon, it's a mining cart. I gotta remember my terminology here. It's a mining cart full of diamonds and jewels. And with this on the silver of the wheels and the handle, I used Winka Stella on. And then my mining cart comes from the Independence Day cartridge. It is cut at 4.42 by 4.75. And on my little mining cart, notice how I'm saying that so I can remember to say it properly. I did a whole lot of slicing and deleting. Well, I didn't do a whole lot of slicing and deleting. I did a little bit of slicing and deleting, but I did a whole lot of contouring. I did tons of contouring on my mining cart, so it wasn't a wagon and could be a mining cart. So that will be one of my future videos that I do. I will do maybe a 3-minute tip or something on contouring. So that's what I did to make my mining cart. Also, the handle was really long. It came up really high, and I actually, after I cut it, I actually cut a big portion of it off and then taped it and glued it back together. And I'm going to put my mining cart full of jewels right about there, and my mining cart is popped up on foam tape, as you could see there. And then you have to have Doc. You have to have Doc on Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs layout. So I have Doc here, and Doc, obviously all the Seven Dwarfs come from the Princess's Happily Ever After cartridge, and Doc is cut at 3.82 inches wide by 5.81 inches high. He came out super adorable. I love him, and I might like him more than Dopey, and I thought I loved Dopey. And I'm going to place Doc is paper pieced together. The only thing that's on my image that is print and cut are my jewels. And I love putting the drawers together. It's been so long since I've ever put them together, and they were so much fun. Super fun. So I am going to place Doc right here in charge of his cart full of jewels. I also cut a shovel that comes from the same Disney Princess cartridge, Happily Ever After. And my little shovel, I cut it 1.41 inches wide by 3.1 inches high. I put Winkastella on the spade part of the shovel, and I have it popped up on foam tape. It is paper pieced together, and I'm going to put the shovel right here behind Doc's hand as if he's holding it right there. You see, it looks cute, don't you think? And then my last paper piecing image is Happy. And Happy came out cute too. I just love the way they all came out. And Happy is cut at 3.27 inches wide by 4.57 inches high. And he is also paper pieced. And I am going to place him flat on my mat, or on my page. And I'm going to put Happy right there is where I'm going to put Happy. And let me get my trash out of the way there. And now I have more stars and jewels, so I'm going to bring those in, and I'm going to do these with my wet glue too. And we're going to scatter these throughout the page. Let me get my wet glue. I'm going to just start with my stars. And I think I went over all of the images. I think I did. I'm now going to just place down little dots of glue because that's just going to be a little easier for me now. Go from there. I think I put too much down on that one. I was just having a god-awful time picking that up. Put one there. I think I'll put one right there. And right there, so that's got my stars scattered all over and looking nice. Uh-oh, I pressed down too hard on that one trying to get that excess glue off. Don't really have to worry about it because it does dry matte and you can't even tell it was there, so I'm not too horribly worried. And then I have some more jewels that I'm just going to start placing down here. Put one on the wagon too. Got another one there. I've got this great big pink one. The pink one's cut really big. I don't want to use it. Let's go back here and see what I've got left that I could use. I think I'll use one of these purple ones. I'm going to place it over here underneath Happy. So, I think it has come together real well, even with the dark colors. That was a little out of my comfort zone, using all of those dark colors, because I'm more of a light color cardstock user. It's what catches my eye and what I like, unless it's like dark, more like primary colors. I love dark oranges and deep golden yellows and navy blues. I love those colors, but I'm more of a light colored person. So there they are, side by side, and unfortunately it all doesn't fit in my camera screen because I can't get my camera up high enough to show you everything. But I hope you like this layout as well, and I call it the 7 Drawers Mining Company. So no Snow White, not all 7 drawers, but they're my 4 favorite drawers. And let me know who your favorite drawer is. I'd love to know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.